Okay, right, back to our discussion. The important steps associated with dairy farming, housing, proper, safe, and proper housing, then adequate water, then scientific feed, then that is scientific feed and fodder, what we call regular inspection and keeping a record, that means keeping a record, then regular visits by the veterinary doctor so as to prevent the spread of infectious diseases. This is very, very important point. I told you, cleanliness. Now, sterile condition, that means the entire farm, that means including the animals, the handlers, say one who collect the milk and one who transfer the milk, one who storage the milk, are all should be sterile, that means contaminated free. So to avoid the regular contacts, that means to avoid the too much contact between the handler and the animals, most of the things are mechanized. That's the best way, so that when we no need to bother about by the manual errors. So it's about different essential steps with respect to dairy farming. Okay, ultimate objective is same, to increase the quantity and quality of the milk as well. Then let us take another farming practice, poultry farming. Poultry farming. Poultry farming. Poultry farming. Poultry farming means usage of a class of domesticated fowls, let's say birds, for meat, that means food and eggs. A class of domesticated animals for meat, if we call for food and eggs. Generally like chicken, ducks, sometimes turkeys, geese. In general, the poultry farming related to the usage of these birds for its meat. But sometimes, in general, it uses to the usage of birds for its meat is poultry farming. Okay. Ultimate objective is to get the, that means we will manage, just like the animals in the dairy farming, here we'll manage the birds, that means different birds for its duck, that means chicken, that means for its meat and egg as well, because eggs are the most nutritious diet. Okay, so it's about, and with respect to practices now, the same just like we have discussed in dairy farming now. Proper and safe housing, proper and safe housing, adequate water, and scientific feed, cleanliness, regular inspection by the veterinary, that means regular visits by veterinary doctors, etc. Because bird flu like viruses may severely affect the poultry industry. So keeping in view of the havoc or the detrimental consequences spread by these kind of viruses, so one should keep a check simply by regular visit by the doctors, so as to avoid the unwanted problems which may incur, because poultry farming not just for food or not just for human consumption, it is a source of employment opportunities, it's a source of income. That means it's a source of livelihood for many human beings. Okay, it's about poultry farming. Apart from these other topics related to animal husbandry, beekeeping, what we call apiculture. Beekeeping, we call apiculture. We'll maintain the hives of honeybee for its honey and beeswax. This is very important. Maintenance of hives of honeybees for its honey and the beeswax. That's the objective of apiculture or the beekeeping. Okay, generally there are different species we can use that we can rear for in apiculture, but Apis indica is generally used honeybee in beekeeping or apiculture. Actually, honey is highly nutritious food. and also it had a huge role in indigenous medicine system. And so keeping its view, it supports both small scale and large scale industries and had a huge potential economical benefits. And honeys, that means this we can keep these hives anywhere, say in the courtyard or in the rooftop. Wherever there are hive patches in some shrubs or in some crop plants, we can practice this apiculture. Okay, but the thing is, there are certain specific scientific knowledge, that is specialized knowledge is required for beekeeping or apiculture. Say for example, knowledge of nature and habits of bees. Knowledge of nature and habits of bees. This is very, very important. Then collection and hiving of swarms. Collection and hiving of swarms. Swarms means group of bees. And of course, seasonally we have to seasonal maintenance of hives. I'm just illustrating few important points. Okay, seasonal maintenance of hives, and proper collection of honey and beeswax. These are very important. Some of the important specialized knowledge for maintenance of what we call beekeeping or apiculture. And most importantly, honeybees are the effective pollinators. That means that is why it is generally recommended to keep beehives in crop plants. There are two advantages. It will get honey, it will get you the honey and bee wax at the same time. It increases the pollination efficiency. That means increasing the crop yield at the same time production of honey and the beeswax. It's like two-edged. It's like double-pronged strategy to get the benefits out of it. We'll get both. That's why it's had a huge potential, that means economical potential in beekeeping, because honeybees are the best pollinators now. Okay. Based on this, I have illustrated a few knowledge, that is specialized knowledge for apiculture and beekeeping. These are about these things. Okay. Another topic related to animal husbandry is fisheries. Fisheries. Just like bee culture, here fisheries, we have, for example, it's about rearing, catching, processing or selling of fish or mollusks, let's say crustacean, the plants, crabs and other aquatic animals. That means say the rearing, catching, processing or selling of fish, molluscans, like crustaceans like plants, crabs and others is fisheries. Actually, the most important thing is fisheries is the most powerful industry which had a huge potential in Indian economy, particularly in the coastal states. Particularly in the coastal states, it is a potential livelihood opportunity. In coastal states, most of the fishermen community exclusively depends on the seas, that means to make a living. That means it is not just a source of livelihood, it implies that, but also a source of potential income generating industry, because fish and various fish products had a huge role in different industries. That is why maintenance of fisheries is viable for consistent Indian economic development, because we have a longer coastal stretch of over 7,000 kilometers of coastal stretch is there, and we are blessed to have such a long coastal stretch. So you have to tap the resources of the same to propel the concept of that, to propel the fisheries industries. So just like the white revolution for milk and blue and green revolution for agriculture, and here there is a blue revolution, blue revolution. That means flourishing of fisheries, that means flourishing of fishery industry by employing the latest technologies, say in the way of aquaculture and pisciculture. With the help of these novel technologies, there is an increase, that means intense growth of fisheries industry is evident because of latest developments in aquaculture and pisciculture. And ultimately, all these leads to not only the source of income but livelihood opportunity. In general, say the major the freshwater fishes like katla, rohu, the common carp. Say the marine water like hilsa, sardines, etc. These are different fishes, that means having a huge economical role, of course a nutritive role as well, which are used in the fisheries industries. Okay, so these are about different topics related to animal husbandry. That means in the previous class we have discussed about major topic, that means the animal breeding, and the next continuation class we have discussed about management of farms and farm animals, then the beekeeping or otherwise called apiculture, and the fisheries. And this is one of the important topic in NEET examination point of view, particularly the animal breeding. Okay, thanks for watching.